We continue our discussion. We were talking about payload, and we discussed about the transparent payload, which is another term people use, which is called bent pipe in the sky. So, it is bent pipe transponders or bent pipe payload. But then there are certain requirements through for that people use much more complex transponders, which is called onboard repeaters or onboard switching repeaters. Onboard switching repeaters, let us say for multi-beam operation, different spot beams are used. We will discuss about that later. There may be requirement from sending the subband signal from one beam to the another beam. This is done by the microwave switching matrix on board or IF switching matrix, convert into intermediate frequency and matrix. It can be regenerative also. The signal can be demodulated and regenerated. So, it is called regenerative transponder. So, that is another form when there is a requirement for the baseband data has to be extracted and then routing is done through the switching. So, after demodulation switching is done and remodulation is done after the IF stage. So, this is much more complex. In that case, advantage is uplink noise is not directly amplified, because you have come down to the baseband and then going up from the baseband. So, the noise is not transferred to the downlink. That is one of the advantage. So, in the symmetrical or balanced link, when uplink and downlink are symmetrical link, we will discuss about that later. Regenerative transponder has certain 3 dB advantage over the bent pipe transponder. We will discuss that one much later. A very short block diagram, we will not discuss in detail of that, but short block diagram is this is the receiver, very small symbol put this block as an amplifier and the mixer, means is down conversion together. So, from different beams it is coming and then they are put into a demodulation. I said a demod, actually there are many demods here, and then after that there is the processing or routing or switching is done at the digital level, baseband level, and then it goes into the modulation and then up conversion and then amplification. So, this part after the receiver is called regenerative transponder, which includes the bent pipe transponder, that is the OMUX, DMUX and the amplifier, also the demodulation, remodulation along with the switch, which is regeneration, both together. It is called regenerative transponder. Now, with this we go into one of the another important subsystem which is there on board as well as which comes on the ground is antenna. We will discuss the antenna briefly now, and more details of the antenna we will discuss later as we go through this course. The antenna is an important thing, that is we are trying to take